I'm gonna be completely honest. I did not plan on making this video about Kai Cenat. I was originally intending to actually stay out of this whole thing altogether, but after seeing certain comments and certain people make videos on this in the community, I wanted to weigh in just a little bit. So if somehow you don't know, Kai Cenat is getting an icon skin inside of Fortnite, which for Kai, congratulations. I'm actually happy for him. Now, because of this has raised a lot of controversy. And to be honest, there's a lot of different reasons why people are kind of mad or frustrated about this. Some of it has to do with things that Kai has said in the past. Like, allegedly, there's been comments that he's made about specific groups of people. I'm not going to be speaking on that today, just to make this very clear. And that's going to be for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't know what anybody is referring to specifically. No one's posted a clip of Kai saying any of these things, and quite frankly, I don't believe it's my place to talk about those issues. I also don't think that's the main reason why people are frustrated with Kai's icon skin. The thing that I see a lot of people doing is the same mistake that I made years ago when it came to Ali and his skin. For those who don't know, years ago when I first started the channel, I made a video on why I thought Cypher PK deserved an icon skin more so than Ali, and I regret that video to this day. Speaking from a place of ignorance, and quite frankly, there were a lot of things I just didn't understand about the Fortnite community and how things work. And to my embarrassment, 6 months later, it would be announced that he was actually getting his, and the reason why his didn't come out before Ali was because he was working on it. He really wanted his icon skin to be something special, and it was. Cypher had an amazing rollout for his icon skin. Now, before we get back to the Fortnite community and Kai, here's the reason why I'm bringing up this story. I am speaking from a place of experience due to my own ignorance. You can still go back on this channel and watch that video if you want to. I'm gonna be honest, it does not make me look very good. If I'm gonna be real, I have a feeling Ali might have seen that video. I'm not entirely sure, but if he has, I think I definitely owe him an apology. Honestly, even if he hasn't seen the video, I think I owe Ali an apology. And if I ever see him at a tournament or something, maybe I'll have the privilege of being able to speak to him and tell him where I was coming from at that time. But here's the thing, and the reason why I'm making this video. I don't want a lot of you guys to make the same mistake that I did. Listen, I get it. Kai is not a Fortnite content creator, but what I think a lot of people forget is that Kai is actually a pretty big Fortnite fan. If you go back to his original channel, the one that's got 7 million subscribers, he does have a video of him playing Fortnite back in the OG days. I also know for a fact that he used to watch Ninja back in the day and was inspired by him. He's said so much when he and Ninja had their little beef or their little controversy. Kai's not been a big part of the Fortnite community, but he's been somewhat Fortnite adjacent. And of course, we all remember the live stream that he did with Speed. I think people have to understand that Kai is bigger than Fortnite. He's bigger than Twitch. Kai, for all intents and purposes, is an A-list celebrity. And guess what? We get a lot of A-list celebrities inside of Fortnite. Are we gonna get mad every time LeBron James or Shaq or Deadmau5 gets put in Fortnite? Now, I get it. The difference between Kai and those people is that Kai is an internet celebrity. He's a streamer. But I think we also need to recognize that he is probably the biggest streamer on the planet and has revolutionized streaming and has done a lot for content creators. One argument that I keep hearing in the community is that typical gamer deserves an icon skin more so than Kai does, or Courage JD. And to a certain degree, I understand what these people are saying. From the standpoint of a Fortnite content creator, yes, these guys have done more for Fortnite than Kai has, but I don't think it's a matter of being more deserving. I think it's a matter of it being a different type of icon skin. I think these people are deserving for different reasons. The same thing when it goes to comparing Speed and Kai, because that's something else I've heard a lot too. Speed should get an icon skin before Kai does because, well, Speed is playing Fortnite more on stream than Kai. But here's something I want you guys to think about, and I want to use my Ali video as reference in the back of your mind while we're having this conversation. It could entirely be the case that Speed and Kai were both pitched icon skins at the exact same time. Kai was just able to get his out first. And if you think about it, this makes a lot of sense. Right now, Speed is on like a world tour going from country to country, just doing crazy stuff. He probably doesn't have the time to sit down and think about how he wants his skin to be put in Fortnite. And if he is the bigger Fortnite fan between him and Kai, which I would probably argue that he is, he's probably going to want to sit down and think about how he wants his icon skin to be put inside of the game. I know that if I was getting that privilege, I would definitely be doing the same. I would be taking my time to figure out what kind of things I wanted in my icon skin. Now, Kai's getting set up for Mafiathon 3, and this was a fantastic way to promote it. Kai has probably had Mafiathon 3 scheduled for a while, and I guarantee you he worked something out with Epic to make sure that his skin came out at this time to promote his Mafiathon, which is a genius marketing strategy on his part. But guys, listen, I don't think this is as malicious as everybody makes it out to be. I honestly think that Typical Gamer probably has an icon skin in the works. I do not see Cypher getting one and TG not getting one. There's probably a good reason why he hasn't put his out yet. And yes, I do agree that there are tons of other Fortnite content creators that do deserve icon skins inside of the game. There are so many people that have inspired the younger generations of content creators and even people like me to start making content. But let me also say this, I think it's also neat that we don't have an oversaturation of Fortnite content creator icon skins inside of the game, because it really does mean something. Like when a Fortnite content creator that's dedicated years to the game finally gets their skin inside of Fortnite, it is a big deal. The way locker bundles used to be a big deal, but if I'm being honest, locker bundles aren't as crazy as they used to be. Like, don't get me wrong, they still mean something, but they're not as exciting as they used to be, and that's because there are a lot of them out there. And listen, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Locker bundles are a great way to honor Fortnite content creators as well on a much smaller scale, while also giving the community a fantastic deal on cosmetics. But we also have to understand the more locker bundles that we have in Fortnite, the more saturated it becomes, and in some ways, the less special locker bundles in general become. I'm not saying that they don't mean something to the communities and the people that get them inside of the game, but I do think that when you oversaturate the market with something, when you have a lot of something in the game, over time it loses meaning. Look at collabs inside of Fortnite. Collabs are not as exciting as they used to be because we get a new one literally every week. I think if you're going to become a Fortnite icon, there's two ways to do it. One is you have to be insanely dedicated to making Fortnite content exclusively over a long period of time and be very influential in the space, or you have to be a celebrity that's bigger than Fortnite, bigger than the game, bigger than the platform that you're on. You have to truly be somebody of note. A LeBron James, a Shaquille O'Neal, a Travis Scott, the list goes on and on and on. In my opinion, I think Kai is kind of an in-between of those two things. He's definitely a fan of Fortnite, and although he hasn't made a ton of content on the game exclusively, he has shown that he's a fan. He does love playing the game, but he's also one of the few streamers that reaches A-list celebrity status, kind of like Ninja. And ultimately, they just have a lot of status outside of just the gaming arena. Last thing I want to say about this is I've heard the talking point of Fortnite becoming a lot more corporate, kind of bouncing around again because they're choosing to go with Kai Cenat over maybe like a normal Fortnite content creator. And to make it clear, I'm specifically kind of talking about iTalk in the video that he made today, and no shade to iTalk. I love iTalk. He's the bro. Sometimes he and I look at things from a different perspective, but we're coming to similar conclusions. He's right in the sense that Fortnite has become a lot more corporate, or there were a lot more corporate influences that were infiltrating Fortnite over the last few years. But I also want people to understand that we've gotten a lot more community-focused things from Fortnite lately. For example, my boy Mr. JLY did an amazing video yesterday talking about how Fortnite status is actually responding to the community, and the community has been receiving their feedback positively. There's a tweet that went viral about all the problems that were wrong with OG Fortnite, and Fortnite status responded saying like, hey, thank you for listing these out for us. We're actually fixing a lot of these, and the ones that we're not currently fixing, we're actually going to put in review to check out. We just had Ninja get invited down to Epic Games headquarters and not only control Blitz's loot pool for an entire week with the Fortnite community, but also he sat down and talked to them about his concerns with the direction that the game is going. Finally, for this new season of Fortnite, we actually got a video that was updating us on all the ins and outs of the loot pool and POI changes. I can't remember the last time Epic did a video like that. And listen, guys, to be fair, from what I've heard from some people behind the scenes that work with Epic or work at Epic, they felt like things were getting a little corporate too, but I've also been told that things are kind of getting back to normal over there. The company is slowly turning certain things around and they're getting their momentum back. It doesn't mean that there are not going to be a lot of corporate changes that you're going to see in the game, but it also doesn't mean that Epic hates the community and only thinks about what they want. I know that there are some things that we as a community want back, like for example, the survey skins. Like when we get some of our skins put into Fortnite, it's a big deal, and I think that they should return to that. But what I'm saying is, I think it will happen. We just have to give them time. Things kind of happen in stages, but with a lot of the momentum that I'm seeing with Epic talking and corresponding with the community, working with the community, doing different things in the community, I actually think that we're getting a lot from them right now. The fact that a ton of content creators came out and talked about how much they hate bots and how much it's ruining the game, so they decided to give us 2 or 3 bot-free modes inside of Fortnite, I think is huge. Like, they are listening, they do care about the community, and I think it's only a matter of time before we get more of that old Fortnite synergy that we used to have between Epic and the community. We just have to be a little bit patient, but there's some good signs. Anyway, guys, if you're mad that Kai Cenat's inside of Fortnite, I get it. But at the same time, for a lot of us, I think we just need to remain calm and understand that, look, our favorite icons are probably going to get inside of the game at some point in time. And also, when it happens, it's going to feel really special because we had to wait a long time for it. Take a lesson from this fool. Don't get outraged just because the thing that you want or the thing that you think should be in the game right now isn't in there yet. Be patient, give it time, because I guarantee you after a while, you'll start to see the changes that you actually want.